All right, there we are. And our players are loading up on the map Ohana. Chef, I'm excited.
Me too, man. Me too. Why can't the
IPL
loading
5.
screen go quicker?
God, it's the anticipation screen, and it doesn't end. And here it goes.
All right, so little known fact, I guess. If you're the Zerg here, you want to be the bottom position.
Okay. How come?
Look at that. Leenock's so good. Got the bottom position. If you look at the larva positioning there on our bottom player, see how the eggs and the larva are very close to the minerals because they're on the bottom side of the hatchery and the minerals are there as well. And if you go to the top position of the map, it would be very different. The eggs and the larva popping off would be farther away from the minerals rather than closer.
Yeah, and that's actually an issue that's been talked about quite a bit in this game as to why hatcheries don't, I guess, adapt to where you're actually at on the map. If you're at a side position, they should spawn off to the right-hand side, something like that, you know, just to make it equitable. In any case, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Down at the bottom right-hand corner of the map Ohana, we have our blue Zerg player from the team Effic, so the one and only Leenock. His opponent here in the upper left-hand corner is our red Terran player from Quantic Gaming. It is Apocalypse, or as Doa called him for a long time, the Quantapocalypse, or the Quantapocasaur. So.
I was wondering if you were going to pronounce all the L's on the account he's using.
Yes, that's... We have the famed barcode player, and you were talking about wanting to put pressure on your opponent right away.
Man, Leenock. He's going for it. Was it a 10 pool?
Yeah, it was. I believe it was a 10 pool. So, going to start right away with some early pressure. Now, Apocalypse not doing any sort of proxy racks. You mentioned that it is pretty good on this map. I mean, if you take a look at the Xel'Naga towers here, they only reveal so much, and there's a lot of spaces that SCVs can actually scoot around the side and put proxy racks in well-hidden positions.
Very true. This is really cool. I like this from Leenock because it's probably going to put him a little bit behind because of the way Apocalypse is doing it. As long as he finishes that wall and doesn't get caught outside for some reason, it's going to put Apocalypse a little bit ahead just because of the nature of a 10 pool. But still from Leenock, just to be threatening this, to say, I don't want you to, the whole point of this is really just saying, I don't want you to command center first versus me ever. If you do, you're taking a risk and I'm not going to do this 10 pool again.
And we have seen in the past some players won't just, because there are some players that will get in the habit of, okay, well, I've done this now, I've 10-pooled you, and I'm not ever going to do it again. And some players can pick up on that. But occasionally we get those very aggressive guys, as this SCV says, wait a second, that's not fun. And they will actually just go back and never, or they will actually go ahead and 10-pool again and again and again. Quantic Apocalypse is going to throw down a second Rex now.
Yeah, and Apocalypse actually didn't, it was actually a big error to have the SCV die there. You may not think it's a big error, but just the surprise, you could tell Apocalypse was what, there's Zerglings out already? He didn't micro it away, he didn't try and run it away, and Leenock surrounded it beautifully. But now he doesn't know if there's gas. He doesn't know if there are more lings coming. He doesn't know, so many important things here. If there's a hatchery up, because there's probably some way that there could have been a hatchery and lings there. He doesn't have that information. And that's really, really important stuff to know. Well,
Leenock trying to get some information. He's actually going to run around the top here with this Overlord. It's being chased down by a couple of Marines, but of course he sneaks his Zerglings in as soon as those run away to make sure that he doesn't actually get too close. Because if Leenock actually gets in here, he's going to see a total of 3 racks being put up. So Apocalypse has a pretty strong follow-up to this. Now, no gas, of course. I don't know if he is going to decide to expand out of this, but clearly he's trying very hard to keep Leenock's vision away.
Yeah, the thing here, if you could look at the amount of units, the amount of SCVs, the amount of drones, that's what we really want to be watching here. 17 versus 17 in a mule. So right now the Terran, this is kind of the little advantage I was talking about, where you might think it's even 17 versus 17, but a mule is around 3 or something around there, especially in this early game SCVs. The hatchery there is going to let Leenock build up, and the way that Apocalypse could have kept equal on economy was with another command center here. The reason that he went 3 racks here is he wants to put some pressure on before he does that, and he wants to feel really safe. Because Leenock's been known to do something like a speed all-in off of a 10 pool. That's such a not seen build, but Leenock would do it. He could do it, and Apocalypse will be safe from it.
Well, Apocalypse already sending a group of Marines around the right-hand side, and we've seen this actually work to pretty great effect. You can get around the first Xel'Naga tower, and that's the only one that Leenock has control of right now. So these 6 Marines are actually going to go undetected.
Oh, it's beautiful. He's showing Marines in the front, so Leenock thinks, okay, I have time. There's only these Marines right here, and that's kind of the cool thing with this. Now he's going to see it with those other lings running to the tower, and it's going to be quite a surprise.
Yeah, so how is he going to prepare for this? He doesn't have a whole lot of lings back at home, but he sends them to the back, nice safe position, bringing his 2 queens up to the front too. So he has a little bit more damage here up at the front. First queen actually getting pretty low. Only 1 ling has fallen though, and so far Leenock has done a pretty good job defending this, but he's forced to make 10 lings at a time and loses a critical Overlord supply blocking him at the worst possible point.
Yeah, this is kind of the point now where Terra needs to say, okay, I've caused him to make a whole bunch of stuff. I need to at least not go on creep, not go too far into the Zerg's territory, and that's what he's doing. Really nicely played. I would have liked to have seen him stop making so many Marines at some point. He's still bringing them. It almost shows like he wants to keep going. And I guess that's just a really cool way to do it, because Marines kind of snowball, where 3 Marines against 5 Zerglings, not that big of a deal. Like, it's 2 difference. But if you take something like 10 Marines against 12 Zerglings, it's a huge difference. Like, the micro we can see here against these Lings is going to be pretty sick, I think.
Yeah, and so far he's not really taken any damage whatsoever. The Overlord's rallied up to the front and getting picked off very quickly, so this is a lot of damage that can be done by Apocalypse. Leenock forced to transfuse up his queens a bit, waste his energy there, but he is losing quite a bit of stuff.
Oh yeah, I was horribly wrong, man. Keep those Marines coming. This is it.
All right,
beautiful.
2 queens down, 3 queens down. That's it. GG. Quantic Apocalypse takes game number 1 against that 10 pool from Leenock. What a way to start this match.